You know, I've been gonna sit down and make an update video on the 7D, tell you what I think of it, what I've been using it for, but the more I think about it, it was so far ahead of its time, and even after a year after its release or more at the time of this video, it's 19-point all cross type auto focusing system. It's 63 zone IFCL color luminance metering system. It's 100% coverage viewfinder with the ability to overlay grid lines, spot metering circles, autofocus points. Its ability to shoot 8 frames per second. Its ability to control off-camera flash with the onboard flash wirelessly. And I could go on and on and on like that for quite a while. It is still a very, very good upgrade choice. In fact, it's probably, could be argued that it's the very apex of APS-C size camera bodies, at least, if not one of the best camera bodies that you can buy. So definitely look at the 7D if it's in your price range and you're interested in a very, very feature-rich, high-performance camera that gives you very good image quality. And while we're talking about image quality, that is really what it all comes down to, is image quality. So I've been very satisfied with the 7D. I've never had a problem with bad image quality, and that's the main thing. Check the used market if you're in the market for a 7D. It's been out for over a year. There are people that have decided, hey, photography is not my thing, I'm going to sell my gear. There are people that need the money. They're going to sell their gear. There's a big demand and supply for Canon and Nikon gear on the market. Other manufacturers, that's not the case. So stick with Canon or Nikon. If you want to compare this with something, Nikon just came out with the D7000, and it has somewhat the same feature set as the 7D does. So check it out. It's a good camera. The 7D is going to feel very much different in your hands from other DSLRs. It's very, very well built, well put together, well thought out. It's very easy to change settings and modes and use. It's just good to use. And after all, that's what it's all about. It's using your equipment. If you take an image and look at it, a great image that you produced, and you really think about it, the camera body or camera that you used is probably a very small percentage of what it took to create that image. A lot of it has to do with the lens you use. If you're gonna, look at your equipment and attribute a great image to some of your equipment, then most likely a higher percentage is going to be your lens, and the very highest percentage is going to be your knowledge of lighting, composition, the ability to know what's going to happen when you change the shutter speed, the aperture, the ISO, exposure. Your knowledge of exposure, lighting, and composition. That's the big thing, the actual fundamentals. So that's what it all comes down to, but the 7D is very, very satisfying to use, and I would highly recommend it. That being said, don't be afraid to get what you can afford. Get the best you can afford and still be able to get a good large aperture, constant aperture lens. A good high quality glass in it. That's got more to do with your final image outcome than your body does. So get a good lens and then go out and shoot. Your ability to shoot and get a good image in any situation is where we're all trying to get. That's where the pros have gotten to. They can take any situation, any lighting condition, and make that good image. That's where I'm trying to get to. I am into still life, portraits, landscapes, macro, abstract. I'm into all of it. I've got, I think, 5 different lenses. The 24-105, the 17 to 55 f2.8, which is probably my go-to lens, and then I have a 55 to 250, a value lens that's a variable aperture. Then I have 2 primes, a 50mm f1.8 and a 100mm f2.8. So a good lens choice is key, and I'm always switching back and forth. But it is nice to have something like a 17 to 55 f2.8 that's kind of an all-around good lens, as well as the 24-105. It's kind of the same thing, but a little bit different. So get good lenses, get the best body you can afford, though. Don't agonize over it. If all you can afford is a used 40D, maybe a T1i or something, fine, so be it. For right now, that's what you can afford. Get it. Get a good lens. Get a good constant aperture, large aperture lens. Don't get the kit lens and just use that. To really explore photography and learn what it's all about, learn what you can do and what your camera body can do, you're going to need a wide aperture lens. So if you just remember that and keep learning, keep trying, learn about composition, lighting, and exposure, you're going to have a lot better experience and get a lot better images. So anyway, that's kind of a rant on photography. 7D's treating me great. If you're thinking about one, check it out by all means. Have a great day.